but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. And 2 Timothy 4:7-8. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord will award to me on that day. We probably won't remember next year who won the medals at this Summer Olympics, but we're called to cheer each other along in being faithful to God. And as Alex said, perhaps you'd like to write in the back of the medal that you're making or have made, be faithful, being faithful. Let's continue in our worship with our next song, Jesus, Take Me As I Am, and we'll sing it twice. Be seated. And now for part 2 of our bumper quiz. And we're going to have a sporting round. Yes! So, this is from my trip last month.
I knew this already.
Can you name the sporting Greek goddess? And I haven't got multiple choice. You just got to say who she is. Diana. Anyone else? Yes. If you look closely at her right leg and the angle of it, there's a bit of a swish. Can you see that? No. Oh. Donald, it's not advancing. Could you be? It's gone to sleep. Nike. And again, Donald. Oh, that's the next PowerPoint rather than the next slide. Let me, yeah, my clicker's gone. If you could just advance one, Donald, thank you. Okay, Nike. And I think there's another click on that, Donald, for that slide. Goddess of Victory. That's who it was. So, next slide, please. Who is sponsored by Nike? Now, I guess a few of us will have no idea who we're looking at. She plays for England, that's a clue. David? She plays for Manchester United. Any ideas? Georgie? Elatoon. You had better come up and have 2 sweets, because I don't think anyone else knew. Well done. Donald, could you? Elatoon. And I think the next, you click again. Manchester United and England, and sponsored by Nike. Next question, who else is sponsored by Nike? So we have another image coming up here, perhaps more well-known to some of us. Tiger Woods. I know the sheens came off him a little bit now, but apparently over 12 years, Nike paid him £500 million to hit their golf balls and wear their merchandise. I'd do it for half of that. Quarter of that. Okay, now we're going on to a church history question. A bit more serious. Which church father was martyred where I was standing last month in Smyrna in AD 155? This is the Acropolis at the top of Smyrna, or Izmir as it's now known. First one, was it Polycarp? Second one, was it Tertullian? We have a third one yet. Third one, was it Augustine? Who else knows? Who knows their early church history? Augustine is not correct. He was famous for other things. Okay. Polycarp, yes, it was indeed Polycarp. John will just make that bold. I don't know that. Yeah. 86 years have I served him. He has done me no wrong. Polycarp was killed by being burnt and stabbed, a very horrible death. But he was the first bishop of Smyrna, and he was killed for being a Christian and for not renouncing his faith. Next question. Next slide, rather. Where am I and my boss, Sam? And there's 3 choices here, which John is going to put up for us. Smyrna. Next one, Ephesus. Or Sardis. Now we're thinking about 7 churches in the book of Revelation, which we're going to come on to in a minute. Which place do you think, some of you may have been there before, particularly Jeff and Jenny, if you've been to Turkey? Would you like to try and answer? Ephesus. It was indeed Ephesus. Well done. And then the final question. Actually, no, I've got 2 other slides to explain. So we went to Ephesus for a day, and Ephesus is where Paul wrote the book of Ephesians. He was there for 2 years. He began the church there. And Ephesus is a big, famous city in Asia, known really as the kind of motherland of Asia. And a very well-known city. And Paul had a dispute because he was preaching only Christ, and there were people making a lot of money from making models of Artemis, the Greek goddess. And they were going out of business, and a big riot came because of Paul being in Ephesus. Next slide, Donald, thank you. And this is just a bit of geography and history for us as we come on to the Bible reading in a few minutes. 7 churches in the book of Revelation. This is where they are in modern-day Turkey. And you can see Smyrna and Ephesus are very close to each other. And John, who wrote Revelation, was in exile in Patmos, just a few miles off the coast from Ephesus. Okay, next question and final question. Which disciple of John wrote Revelation? I may have given that away already. And is buried in the basilica at the top of the picture. Yeah, there's three choices, but it's a little bit. Donald will put them up anyway. Peter, James, and yes, the answer is, of course, John. I didn't have my notes in front of me. But that's way. Anyway, well done, everyone. That's the quizzes finished, and I hope you've enjoyed them and learnt something along the way, including about Elatoon. Well done. Alex is going to come and now read for us.
This is Revelations chapter 2, verses 1 to 11. To the church of Ephesus, to the angel of the church in Ephesus write, These are the words of him who holds the 7 stars in his right hand and walk among the 7 gold lampstands. I know your deeds, your hard work, and your perseverance. I know that you cannot tolerate wicked people, that you have tested those who claim to be apostles but are not, and have found them false. You have persevered and have endured hardships for my name, and have not grown weary. Yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love you had at first. Consider how far you have fallen. Repent and do the things that you did at first. If you do not repent, I will come to you and remove your lampstand from its place. But you have this in your favor. You hate the practices of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. Whoever has ears, let them hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who is victorious, I will give the right to eat from the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God. To the church in Smyrna, to the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these are the words of him who is the first and the last, who died and came to life again. I know your afflictions and your poverty, yet you are rich. I know about